After getting knocked out of the FIFA World Cup and officially not being a part of any club, it looks like the Saudis have their eyes set on the best player in the world, Cristiano Ronaldo. Hey there everyone, what's happening and welcome back to our channel. Cristiano Ronaldo offered $200 million by Saudi team? Let's have a look into it. Number 5. How did Ronaldo get here? Before we talk about why a Saudi club offered a ridiculous amount of money to join them, let's first talk about how Ronaldo found himself in such a circumstance to begin with. This all started way back when Ronaldo returned to his home, the Old Trafford, after more than a decade. Everyone believed that they would get to see Ronaldo as the Red Devil he once was again, but sadly, it turned out that the star was no longer as fast and fierce as he used to be. To everyone's disbelief, the so-called greatest of all time found himself warming the bench as the team he was supposed to lead through the storms did the job just fine without him. Not only that, the relationship between the 37-year-old footballer and the manager of his team was pretty abysmal from what we've heard. It was a far cry from what people once saw with CR7 and the great Sir Alex Ferguson. This prompted Ronaldo to burn all the bridges and talk to the media, specifically Piers Morgan, about what in the world was going on in Manchester United. In the interview, he made harsh comments towards his team, all of which, to no one's surprise, had him kicked out. Number 4. The legend at the crossroads. Approaching the media was not a good move on Ronaldo's part by any means. It's something that he'll probably regret. That is, if he's not doing so right now. After getting his contract with Manchester United terminated, his next stop was pretty unclear. His age, his abysmal form, and on top of that, his giant wage demand made his future destination even more confusing. Ronaldo also told the media that if he was to win the World Cup, he would finally call it a day on his legacy as a world-class football player, but that doesn't seem to be a possibility anymore, considering that he just got knocked out of the competition despite his brilliant performance at the international level. But still, his future was quite uncertain. There have been rumors of big Premier League clubs going for him, but all of them turned out to be fake. Just where would be the question that was on everyone's minds. Before we continue, do be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Also, don't forget to press that bell icon so you don't miss out on any more of our upcoming content. Now let's get back to what we were talking about. Number 3. Getting an offer from Saudi Arabia. Recently, there's been news that Ronaldo had been made an offer by the Saudi club Al Nassr, who offered to pay him upwards of $200 million a year for 2.5 years of his career, which would make the total amount of money that he'd make somewhere around $500 million. Mind you, this wasn't just a fleeting rumor, it was a legitimate offer made to the star. This deal, if signed, would become the highest per year deal in the history of the sport, blowing Lionel's record of $168 million a season out of the water. However, the contract that Ronaldo was offered not only wants him to play for the club, but they want him to become more or less the representative of football in Saudi Arabia. That's right, sports washing would also be a part of Ronaldo's contract. Number 2. Why did Saudi Arabia want Ronaldo so badly? People speculated that apart from having a world-renowned footballer becoming their face being one of Saudi Arabia's reasons to want Ronaldo, they also wanted people to stop talking about all the gross human rights violations they were committing. Perhaps the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia thinks that using some sort of a sporting event would better other countries' perception of them so that they're able to do business in their respective entertainment industries and make more money. In short, Saudi Arabia probably seeks to accomplish 2 things by signing Ronaldo, which are to make the team of Al Nassr better, of course, and also to soften their country's image through the reach of one of the most famous football players to have ever graced the field. Number 1. Is Ronaldo going to take the deal? One thing that everyone is waiting to know the conclusion of is obviously whether Ronaldo is going to take Al Nassr's extravagant offer. There would surely be a bunch of downsides for the Portuguese player though, one of them being that playing for the Saudis for almost 3 years will certainly put a full stop on his career as the star of the Champions League. If you're thinking that he'll be able to pick up from where he left off after being done in Saudi Arabia, then well, you're wrong. The reason being that by then, he'll be more than 40 years of age, and playing with players of lesser skill than the players he's used to playing with will surely put some serious rust on his skills. But hey, it's not like clubs that are casual in the Champions League necessarily have plans for Ronaldo. plus $200 million a year is a lot of money for someone even like Ronaldo to ignore, so all we can say is that when it comes to Ronaldo joining the Saudi team or not, is never say never. This about wraps up our video. So this was a look into Ronaldo's potential $200 million deal with the Saudi team Al Nassr.